takes it in overtime. Brady can shot, breakaway shoots, scores!
Zub Nation, stand up! Artem Zub and the Ottawa Senators today have announced a 4-year contract extension. The deal is for 4 years at $4.6 million per year. The deal, of course, starts in 2023-2024, as Artem Zub was scheduled to be a free agent at the end of the season. This deal as well includes a 10-team no-trade list, which, by the way, is music to my ears. And, you know, this is a fantastic deal for the Ottawa Senators. I mean, a fantastic deal for the Ottawa Senators. They locked down a reliable and top right-handed defensive defenseman in the prime years of his career. He's 27 years old. The best hockey he will ever play is in the next few years. We have him locked down for those years, and more importantly, he's at a more than reasonable AAV. This is the same exact contract as Jakob Chychrun of the Arizona Coyotes. Sens fans are very familiar with Jakob Chychrun. To give you a bit of comparable, I'm taking a look right now at the NHL salary rankings for defensemen, and I'm looking at the list here, and I don't mean any disrespect to players I'm about to mention, but a Hampus Lindholm, Ivan Provorov, Justin Falk, I mean, these are fine players, but when Artem Zub is making $2 million less than players like that, I mean, that's a home run deal for the Ottawa Senators, because Artem Zub, and this is not even me being biased, the advanced analytics would show it, Artem Zub is one of the best defensive defensemen in the National Hockey League, hands down. So Ottawa getting a player like that is so valuable at such a good contract. Because look, like I mentioned, he would have went to free agency after the season, and he absolutely would have got a larger deal. I mean, Tyler Myers with Vancouver got like $6 million in free agency, and in my opinion, not only was that a couple years ago, so he would definitely make more now if, he went to free agency this year, but Artem Zub is just better than Tyler Myers. So for a right-handed defenseman, especially entering the prime years of his life, going into free agency, I think he could have made upwards of 6.5, 7 million for a few years. So him staying here long term shows that he loves the city, and I think Ottawa taking a chance on him when they signed him from the KHL a couple years back, giving him an NHL shot right away, is a big factor into why he gave them a more team-friendly deal. Now, that's obviously speculation. I don't know that for a fact, but I would assume that the Senators and Artem Zub have a good, relationship because they believed in him right at the beginning and gave him a shot right at the beginning and really gave him a chance to flourish in the National Hockey League, which of course he did. So I think not only is this great for Artem Zub, 4 years of, security, a 10-team no-trade list, $4.6 million per year in the bank. It's a great deal for Artem Zub, but for Ottawa with the cap hit going up, this is just an absolute home run because right-handed defensemen, not only to extend, but of course in free agency, are so impossible to get. And let's not even talk about via trade. I mean, getting a right-handed defenseman through a trade, you have to give the entire farm system, basically. They are, in my opinion, up there with centers, the most valuable player or position in hockey. So, such a huge deal here for Ottawa at such a reasonable rate. So, shout out to Artem Zub for taking a bit of a hometown discount, but I don't think it's much of a discount when you're making upwards of $12 million over 4 years. So, congratulations to Artem Zub, hell of a contract, and to Pierre Dorion, another Pierre Dorion masterclass. Great job here from Pierre Dorion to really get this done before the Christmas break. We didn't really hear a lot of chatter about this up until the other day from Chris Johnson and Darren Dreger. So good on them for getting this one done. And honestly, I didn't think we were going to get Artem Zub locked up anytime soon. Because frankly, and I said it on the Game Over Ottawa Senators stream the other day with Maud on the Steve Dangle Podcast Network when we went live after last night's loss to the Jets, I thought Zub could have commanded $5.56 million plus per year. And frankly, he could have in free agency, like I already mentioned. So just a great deal here from Pierre Dorion to get him here at below $5 million. I mean, I can't say it enough. Fantastic deal, home run. Now, his first 3 seasons in the National Hockey League, of course, were all with the Ottawa Senators. He played 142 games played, compiling 11 goals, 29 apples for 40 points. He averages over 20 minutes of ice time a night with 2 hits and 1 block per game on average. So DJ Smith, he loves these physical players that block the puck. Artem Zub, of course, is physical, a couple hits per game, a block per game as well is also huge for a defenseman. But playing 20 minutes a night is the key factor into why this is such a steal for the Ottawa Senators. You lose Artem Zub, that's yet another hole the Ottawa Senators have to fill. I love Lassie Thompson, I love JBD, but the Senators clearly don't feel that they're ready for top 4 roles. So having a guy like Artem Zub locked in for 4 more years in his prime to play 20 plus minutes a night not only helps Jake Sanderson flourish, it helps Thomas Chabot flourish, because you're not going to hammer on Tom Chabot and have him play 30 plus minutes a night. If you have guys like Jake Sanderson and Artem Zub there with you, you have options. You don't have to force Chabot 30 minutes a night. You have Sanderson, you have Zub, you have options options now, and that's exactly what Artem Zub does. He eats up the minutes, he plays solid hockey, and he gives the Ottawa Senators options. So this is not only great for Artem Zub and the team, but for his defensive partners too. Of course, like I just mentioned, Shabbat, Sanderson, and of course Lassie and JBD when they come up, and even Brandstrom. This is great news because it really just helps even out the depth throughout the Senator top 4 and frankly top 6. There's also the factor of, and I already kind of alluded to this a couple times, but right-handed defensemen in the National Hockey League are probably the hottest commodity. Every trade deadline, every free agency, they're up there with centers and goaltenders, okay? So having a mobile defensive defenseman, look, I know he's not a point getter, but he gets some goals. He definitely contributes once in a while, but he's a mobile defensive defenseman. He really moves well, tracks the play well, cuts off, of course, angles from opposing shooters, but more importantly, blocks off the lanes and uses his body to push people into the boards and to the outside so they're not through the middle. Artem Zub is such a physical, mobile defensive defenseman, and he's, frankly, the value of him goes far more than $4.6 million. So basically what I'm saying here is, what I just said is what every team in the National Hockey League is looking for every single night. And Ottawa signing a guy for 4 years at $4.6 million, it's unreal. It's a home run. It's a no-brainer, and it's a great piece of work from Pierre Dorion and co. So congratulations to Pierre Dorion, and more importantly, congratulations to Artem Zub and family. Welcome back to Ottawa for 4+ years. Artem Zub, so fired up. Zub is back for 4+ years. Artem Zub, great to have you back. Great contract, and once again, excited to see you play as an Ottawa Senator for 4+ years minimum. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you on Thursday night when the Ottawa Senators take on the Washington Capitals and Alex Ovechkin looking to pass Gordie Howe for second all-time in NHL goals. I have a pretty good feeling he's going to do it, but we'll see it on Thursday. So I'll see you all then. Go Sens, go.
Thanks, fans.